Birmingham streets erupted in fireworks just moments after Starr's so-called mass replacement blueprint surfaced online. The government brushed it off as nonsense, a conspiracy unworthy of attention. The protesters didn't care. At 7:15 p.m., emergency lines lit up with reports of the first looted shops. By 7:43, police radios crackled with a grim update. Sectors 8, 9, and 13 are lost. Immediate backup required. At precisely 8 p.m., crowds surrounded police vans, chanting "Stop the boats" and demanding Starr's immediate removal. These were not celebrations. This was a city tipping into chaos. The spark was no mystery. Migrant hotels across Britain are overflowing, draining £8 million a day from taxpayers just to stay open. Machete attacks have surged more than 320% compared to the year 2000. But the real blow landed next. Nigel Farage revealed what he calls a mass replacement blueprint. Another 1.6 million migrants expected to arrive, with even the government admitting there is nowhere to house them. Then came what critics describe as sleight of hand. Karma announced a sweeping housing initiative, 1.5 million new homes. Farage connected the dots. At the same time, the government imposed a crushing inheritance tax on family farms. When a farmer dies, his son can be forced to find £300,000 while earning a fraction of his father's income. Critics warn this is the endgame: bankrupt the farms, seize the land, and pave it over to build 12 new cities for new arrivals. Starr's 6-hour silence sealed the mood. By 8:40 p.m., crowds smashed into police lines, shields battered with shards of glass. 2 platoons retreated. Migrant centers and hotels were hurriedly reinforced as the media labeled the unrest far-right extremism. But at 9:10, everything changed. Police body cam footage leaked online. Within 2 hours, the TikTok video hit 8.6 million views. The comments were brutal. "This is Britain's last chance," some wrote. Others went further, calling officers traitors, no better than Starr himself. In just 3 hours, 41 arrests were made and 16 police vans destroyed. In Parliament, the opposition went on the offensive. Rural communities make up more than 17% of Britain's population, voters who traditionally reject Labour. Starmer, visibly shaken, dismissed the replacement allegations as absurd. But the accusations kept coming. British families average 1 or 2 children. Among hundreds of thousands of new arrivals from Africa and the Middle East, critics say the average is between 3 and 7. The House of Commons descended into chaos. Farage doubled down. Migrants receive hotels, housing, and benefits today. In a few years, passports. And then, votes for Labour. Then came the revelation that sent the streets into fury. A resurfaced pre-election video of Keir Starmer saying, "I need 10 years to realize all my plans in politics." Suddenly, everything clicked for the protesters in Parliament Square. It takes 5 years for a migrant to secure a passport. By then, Starmer would be campaigning for a second term. Radical groups coined a new phrase: an alien army, an imported electorate guaranteed to vote Labour. The crowds no longer cared about prison threats or pleas for calm. The people setting fires were not reacting to a single policy. They believed they were witnessing a government blueprint designed to permanently alter the nation's demographics. Farmers, they argued, were not losing land by accident, but by design. A 20% inheritance tax ensures family farms must be sold to pay bills heirs can never afford. According to critics, this seized land, rebranded as the Grey Belt, is already marked for the 12 new cities Starmer plans to build. The 1.5 million homes, they say, are not for British families stuck on waiting lists, but to house the 1.6 million asylum seekers the opposition claims are on the way. It is, they argue, a perfect cycle: bankrupt rural Britain, acquire the land, build housing, and settle the overflow, while taxpayers fund it all. Veterans sleep in freezing doorways as migrants stay in heated 4-star hotels. Pensioners ration gas while asylum centers operate at full capacity. Security frays as machete attacks hit record levels and grooming gangs resurface. Women in major cities fear walking alone after dark. Critics insist this is not incompetence, but calculation. Starmer's housing plan, they say, is infrastructure for a new electorate. Homes today, benefits tomorrow, passports in 5 years. just in time for the next election. Tonight marked the breaking point. When a government prioritizes non-citizens over its own people, order collapses. The chaos spreading across Britain is the sound of taxpayers realizing they are funding their own erasure. Protesters insist this was never about race or religion, but about betrayal. Citizens forced to sponsor what they see as their own displacement. Within hours, media outlets branded fathers, mothers, and workers as far-right extremists. But he